The Tale of the Johnny Jackal, Miner's Most Mysterious Legend. A whisper in the darkness, the haunting of Johnny Jackal. Deep in the Appalachian hills where shadows twist through abandoned mine shafts and the earth itself seems to groan with secrets, miners speak in hushed tones about a figure known only as Johnny Jackal. Ask around in the old mining towns of Pennsylvania or West Virginia, and you'll hear the same warning. Don't go digging after midnight, or Johnny Jackal might come a-knocking. But who or what was Johnny Jackal? Was he a flesh-and-blood miner, a spirit born of coal dust and tragedy, or something stranger still, lurking at the crossroads of history and myth? The truth, as the miners themselves might say, is buried somewhere deep. The roots of the legend, miners and mystery, the treacherous underground world. Mining, by its very nature, is a profession enshrouded in danger and darkness. For generations, men have descended into the earth armed with little more than lamps, picks, and courage, gambling daily with cave-ins, toxic gases, and the ever-present threat of disaster. It's no wonder that this environment, half-lit, claustrophobic, and echoing with the groans of shifting stone, became fertile ground for ghost stories and superstitions. A name carried on the wind. The first recorded mention of Johnny Jackal surfaces in mining camp journals from the 1860s. An entry in a tattered logbook reads, "Heard the jackals cry again. Miners spooked. Say Johnny Jackal's about." Over the decades, the story has mutated, slipping between fact, folklore, and fever dream. Who was Johnny Jackal? Theories and suspicions, the cursed miner. Some say Johnny Jackal was once a real man, a miner who toiled in the tunnels beneath Black Hollow Ridge. He was said to be fearless, the kind of worker who volunteered for the worst shifts and the most dangerous jobs. But one night, as the miners tell it, Johnny ventured too deep. A cave-in sealed his fate. His body was never recovered, his lamp flickering out in the darkness. After that night, strange things began to happen. Lanterns would shatter without cause, pickaxes would vanish. And then there were the sightings. A shadowy figure, face smeared with coal, eyes shining like embers, roaming the tunnels with a jackal's cunning and a miner's stride. The shapeshifter. A third theory, favored by old-timers with a philosophical bent, holds that Johnny Jackal is a kind of collective hallucination, a psychic defense against the relentless dangers of mining life. "You need a face for your fears," one retired miner once said. Johnny Jackal is what happens when the dark gets too thick. Strange occurrences, miners' chilling encounters, midnight knocks, and vanishing tools. Miners across generations report eerily similar experiences. They describe the sound of knuckles rapping on the mine wall, always at midnight, always far below the surface. When they investigate, there's nothing, except sometimes the smell of sulfur and a set of fresh, muddy footprints. Tools left overnight are found twisted or disappeared. Candles are snuffed out by invisible gusts. Some claim to have glimpsed a hunched figure with a lamp swinging from his belt, vanishing just as quickly as he appeared. The howl in the shaft. The most chilling accounts involve the infamous jackal's howl. On certain nights, a wailing cry echoes through the tunnels, half animal, half human. The bravest miners say it's just the wind through the old beams. The rest say it's Johnny, searching for company, or for revenge. The disappearances, where fact meets folklore, the case of Billy McGraw. Shortly after, a group of night shift miners swore they would never work alone again. They claimed to have seen Johnny's shadow flitting between supports, heard his laughter echoing through flooded drifts. "Once you lock eyes with Johnny Jackal," one said, "you never come back the same." Unraveling the mystery, explanations and speculations, science and skepticism. Skeptics suggest that the tale of Johnny Jackal can be explained by science. Methane leaks in low-oxygen environments can cause hallucinations and disorientation. The knockings could be natural rock shifts, and the howls, just wind tunneling through collapsed shafts. But the regularity and specificity of the sightings make others wonder, How could so many different men, across decades and minds, tell such similar tales? Folklore as survival. Historians and folklorists believe that stories like Johnny Jackal's served an important purpose, warning miners to respect the dangers of their environment. The tale was a way to enforce safety rules, discourage risky behavior, and give voice to fears that were otherwise unspeakable. The legacy of Johnny Jackal echoes in modern mining, a living legend. Even now, in the 21st century, Johnny Jackal's name is spoken in mining circles. New miners are initiated with the story, and old-timers keep an ear out for unexplained sounds. Some mining companies lean into the legend, selling Johnny Jackal's ale at company bars, or using his likeness as a mascot for charity runs. Art, literature, and film. The legend has inspired local artists and writers. Murals in mining towns depict a coal-dusted figure with glowing eyes. Short stories and poems explore Johnny's fate, and amateur filmmakers have produced chilling documentaries and horror films about the shadow in the mine. The mystery endures. Despite, or perhaps because of, all the explanations, Johnny Jackal endures. His story adapts with each generation, absorbing new fears and anxieties. When automated mining arrived, some said Johnny haunted the machines. During strikes and layoffs, he became a symbol of the workers' lost voice. Visiting Johnny Jackal country, the modern pilgrimage haunted mine tours. Several old mines now run haunted tours, especially near Halloween. Tour guides recount miners' tales, lead visitors down candle-lit shafts, and sometimes stage Johnny Jackal sightings for effect. Even in daylight, the chill of the tunnels and the weight of legend are palpable. Superstitions and rituals. Miners still observe small rituals, knocking 3 times before entering a new shaft, never whistling underground, and leaving a coin at the entrance for Johnny. Whether out of belief or tradition, these acts keep the legend alive. The deeper meaning. Why we need Johnny Jackal. Why does the tale of Johnny Jackal persist, even as the mines empty and the old ways fade? Perhaps because he embodies something universal. The tension between courage and fear, the price of progress, the need for stories in the face of the unknown. Johnny Jackal is a warning, a comfort, and a mystery. A figure who reminds us that the earth still holds secrets, and that the bravest hearts are those that dig deep, even when the darkness is absolute. Conclusion. The shadows never rest. So next time you find yourself near the mouth of an abandoned mine, listen carefully. The wind might carry the distant echo of a knock, or the low, mournful howl of something not quite human. Is it just your imagination? Or is Johnny Jackal still roaming, waiting for the next chapter of his tale to be written? In the end, the story of Johnny Jackal is not just a ghost story, it's the story of all those who descend into the unknown, who risk everything for a chance at daylight, and who carry the mysteries of the deep with them, always. And in the quiet, smoky towns where the mines once roared, his legend lives on. A shadow in the dark, a whisper in the coal, a tale that refuses to be buried.